Hello and welcome to Impact Yobe, the program that takes you deep into the heart of development, governance and meaningful impact in the lives of the people of Yobe State. I am Mark Otabo. The secretary to the government of any state plays critical roles in the day-to-day coordination of governance, from policy implementation to interministerial coordination. The secretary to the state government ensures that the vision of the administration becomes a reality in the lives of the people. Today on the program, we assess one of the most critical offices in Yobe State, the office of the Secretary to the State Government, popularly known as the SSG. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Welcome to the interview segment on Impact Yobe. Today we are at the office of the Secretary to the State Government, and right here, this is the office responsible for the synchronization of activities in the state government. The last time I was here, quite a number of plans were enacted. And of course, the plans were in the pipeline. And today, we will be seeing some recorded successes and possible vision moving forward for the state. Okay, now, can you share some updates on some healthcare infrastructures?
Yes.
And personnel recruitment as well? Yes. And of course, access to primary healthcare, you know, in areas that are quite specific.
Well, you see, when the government came in, first of all, we have about 4 or 5 general hospitals, 6 or general hospitals. We have now created additional 10 general hospitals in the state. Okay. 10 general hospitals have been newly established, and apart from the existing general hospitals. Right. And then we have also specialist primary care centers. Some of them have been upgraded to specialist hospitals. That, for example, Damaturu, that of Buniyadi and Geshua and others have been upgraded to specialist hospitals. We have provided them with all the necessary infrastructure, equipment, and everything. Our maternal and child care center, especially the teaching hospital, Yobe State Teaching Hospital is one of the biggest teaching hospitals. We have over 730 bed capacity hospital here. So the vision of the government is to make Yobe, you know, hub for medical tourism in the country. And this is what we are pursuing, and I think we're about to reach that particular goal. Wow. Because to make Yobe the hub of medical tourism, instead of people going out to other countries in the country to go and get treatment, yes, people, they come here. Even now, our MRI machine, our equipment in the general hospital, people from not only northern part of the country, they come from the southern part of the country. We have pre-dialysis system in the hospital. Every kidney patient gets pre-dialysis in Yobe State. If you are a patient from Yobe State, you get pre-dialysis. If you are coming from another state, for the first session, you get it free. Oh, great. So this is one of the, you know, health reform the government has been making, and it has greatly, you know, improved the health system of our communities in the state.
Well, in the area of recruitment,
yes,
now I'm quite interested. Nigerians will be really willing, yes, to get to hear how you've been able to manage the, you know, the amount of doctors to patients, yes, to deliver effective service. Because in Nigeria today, we have that problem where, yes, nurses are very few, but the, yes, patients are more. But in Yobe State particularly, how have you been able to shore up that gap, that loophole, well, to ensure that personnel are available to deliver good health yes, care delivery?
Well, I think we have three major health institutions in the state. One, we have the College of Nursing and Midwifery, okay, in Yobe State here. The College of Nursing and Midwifery, they produce about 200 nurses every year and midwives. Wow. And they are automatically observed into by the Yobe State government. Once they are recruited, when they have completed their course, they are automatically recruited into the system. We also have sent a lot of doctors to study within and outside the country, and when they come back, His Excellency gives them automatic employment. And as I'm talking to you now, about more than 500 of them have been sent outside the country, some of them. And we have also the Yobe State University, we established College of Medical Science. We have gotten full accreditation by the MBA, by the Nigerian Medical, yes, and then by the National University Commission. Okay. So all of them have already been fully accredited, And our first set of graduates, by next year, they will start graduating from the medical college. Okay. So, yes. And we are going to recruit, they will be given automatic employment.
Good. I'm quite interested in funding.
Yes.
Nigerians want to know. This is quite a lot.
Yes.
So how is the Yobe state government helping to fund this particular healthcare sector? Because when you have a lot of doctors and nurses, you have to pay them well for them to deliver.
Yes.
So how has funding been easy for them?
Well, you know, you have to make your own projection first. Okay. You have to also budget your own and get your priorities right. All right. You have to get your priorities right. We know health and education cannot be compromised. Okay. These are the basic areas the government has to support and fund. So therefore, despite our limited resources, we have never, since the creation of Yobe State, for 1 month, would not be, for 1 month, only even 1 month, we have never reneged in payment salary of our people. Wow. Even for 1 month. So therefore, all teachers, all nurses, all staff of the government are being paid throughout. And the salary is first line charge. First of all, pay everybody because they are working for you, they are working for the state, they are working for the community. Before you, whatever is left, go and invest in infrastructure and other facilities.
All right. Now, let's look at humanitarian affairs. Yes. Now, how is the state government coordinating humanitarian responses and long-term reintegration of persons displaced by insurgency?
Yes, I think one of the major, this is one key area we have been concentrating since the beginning of the insurgency. At the peak of the insurgency, there are a lot of problems in terms of, you know, livelihood support to communities, infrastructure support to our communities, making them feel better from what they have, since they have to build better from what they had from the beginning. So a lot of support were provided, but we have to also be grateful to international NGOs, the federal government, and every other agencies. They have given a lot of support to the state government at the peak of the insurgency. Right. And we have been able to, you know, fund those projects and send those, we have been able to support those, our communities, from the support we have been able to get. But despite that, there is only one community now that have not been fully integrated, and that is the Mandunari community in Gujuba local government. This is the area that we have a lot of support now, but we are working now with UNDP, with other agencies of government in order to resettle the community back to the communities. And then the other areas to do is especially in support of the internally displaced person, is there are some people, some of them have, you know, decided to live in the host communities. And we are giving them support. In some of the communities, they will be receptive. They have given them land. They have given them farm. They have given them, you know, land to build their houses. So we are supporting all those communities also in order to ensure that there is harmony between the host community and those who have been able to come to live with them for the host community. We cannot, you know, by the Geneva Convention, you cannot force people to go back to their communities. It's a voluntary return. So those that have been able to go to their community, we support them to go back to the community. Those that want to settle in the host community, we give them all the necessary support so that they live in harmony with the host communities. All
right. Now, Nigerians want to know how the state government is ensuring that disasters are averted, because right now the Meteorological Agency has predicted that 15 states should get ready for the flooding ahead, and some northern states were mentioned. Now, with how these floods come and take people by surprise, what plans are practically on ground right now to relocate people from the low-brow areas that might be affected when this flooding takes place?
Well, the Nigerian Meteorological Agency gave us some local governments that will be affected by flooding. They gave us the list of those local government communities that will be affected. We have worked together with traditional rulers, together with local government chairmen. We are informing them, especially those who are in the bank of the river, that there is an expected flood in those areas. So we have been relocated. We inform them that you have to expect that, and if you are in the bank of the river, you have to, you know, vacate that particular place. Sometimes people take their advice.
Stubborn, yes.
And some of them are stubborn. But that's one of the major problems, you know. It's not only here,
Everywhere.
it's everywhere. That is the problem. Yes.
All right, let's also, before we move on to the next ministry, so far with what you have highlighted to us in the humanitarian areas, are there possible, plans to continue to reintegrate people with more knowledge and giving them orientation to understand their role in society, not to actually disobey government orders whenever your plan is there to actually help them?
Yes, I think one of the major achievements also His Excellency has done was, we have a Minister of Religious Affairs.
Okay.
And then His Excellency added another tax to it, and the ethical reorientation. So it is Minister of Religious Affairs and the ethical reorientation. So that ministry now goes back to all the communities, because what we have now is, we know there are two issues. First of all, our youth have to be, we have to, train them. We have to provide them with all the necessary, support for them to ensure that they follow all the due processes in whatever they are doing, especially in terms of living with the society, living with the government, to chant drugs abuse. One of the major problems we are facing all over the country now is drug abuse.
Sure.
So drug abuse is a very, very key problem, not only here in Yobe, but everywhere. So we have to, work together with the parents, work together with the community leaders to ensure that those who are into drugs, have to be completely rehabilitated. And we have to work also with the government, also with all government agencies, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agencies, others, especially the vendors. They have to be arrested and they have to be prosecuted, because they are the major problem to do with, the drug abuse in the country. So if there are no vendors, the people here, the rural areas, especially the communities, they cannot get the drugs. So it's a Herculean tax, but government is doing a lot, and they have been arresting them and they have been prosecuting them. And this ethical orientation is very, very key, because we have to work with all the religious leaders, both Christians and Muslims, in order to ensure that our youth are being reoriented and well-behaved. And this is what is going on.
Finally, before we go, I have to link the drug abuse situation with the young people and connect it with commerce right now. What steps is the government taking to promote local enterprise, to attract investment, and develop commerce within Yobe State? Because if this happens, a lot of vices will be dropped and young people would tend to align themselves to be entrepreneurs, to do business. So what areas is the government really, really helping in ensuring this comes to pass?
Two areas. One, to do is ensure that agriculture, which is the key area in order to make people to produce, is being rejuvenated and being provided with all the necessary facilities for people to produce, so that without production, you cannot have good commerce. So we have to produce. Secondly, in terms of commerce, His Excellency has constructed about 7 markets. We have market in Damaturu here, Contra-Modern Market. We have that of Pachuskum. We have that of Geshua, that of Guru, that of Gaidam. We have another one at Yunusari and another one at Ngalda. These are ultra-modern markets that were constructed by the government. And the people from all other parts of the society or the areas, in those areas, provide their goods and services and sell them to others. So billions of naira were invested in construction of these markets. And our hope is to make Yobe the commercial hub of the Northeast. So this is what we have been doing, and a lot of investment has already been carried out. So we have to produce so that people will now sell whatever they produce, they also send it to the markets to sell it. And also what is being produced, without production, nothing happens. Because, if you don't produce, you don't have the money or income in order to buy something. So production is the key for whatever development we are going to do. And with the production, there is not going to be any other development. So that's why government gives a lot of emphasis, especially to agricultural production, agriculture, livestock production. Produce, people come and buy, and then sell it out. So this is what we have been doing, and this all our economy. Yobe is agro-based economy. We have a lot of land, over 360,000 hectares of irrigation land, irrigable land, not only in other land, irrigation land. So government is giving a lot of emphasis to irrigation. Provide all the necessary food so that people from all other people now, that's why at the peak of the harvest season, when you come to every market in Damaturu or Yobe completely, people from all over the country come and buy goods and sell it out, take it out to the other part of the country in terms of cowpea, in terms of sesame seed, in terms of millet, whatever products is there. So, and the livestock, Yobe is the greatest producer of livestock in the country. And the people, you know, when we go to the market, people come and buy equipment. So we have been attracting investors to come and establish agro-based industries here. And some have already started. Okay. Yes.
So finally, you already mentioned it, but I have to highlight it. Now, Nigerians watching now that want to come and enjoy the attraction of investment here, what should they bring their money to come and buy from Yobe State?
I already told you, they can come and buy. Initially now, if you want to buy raw potato, but we are not encouraging to buy the raw food. We want you to come and give, you know, process it and sell it out. Okay, good. That's it. We are not encouraging you to come and buy the raw food. If you want to help somebody, come and establish a small cottage industry where you are going to process your cowpea, meat.
And they are guaranteed state government support?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yes.
All right, sir, quickly, I want to know the agricultural transformation that has been made in Yobe State, yes, because that is very vital now for Nigerians to get to understand how well you have been able to coordinate that area.
I think, as I mentioned right from the beginning, agriculture is the key to the development of our state. 90% or 85% of our people are into agriculture. Directly either in terms of crop production, livestock production, or irrigation. These are the two key areas where we have a lot of, you know, the main key areas for agriculture. The government gave a lot of support, especially we found out that the government has to give support to our farmers. That's why His Excellency last year procured billions of naira worth of agricultural equipment, the tractors, hand pushers, fertilizers, everything. So we are distributed. The Vice President were here, represented the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to come and launch the agricultural transformation of the state last year. Right. And His Excellency promised at that period of time also that it's going to be repeated this year. This year also the same type of equipment, even more, were procured and distributed to farmers. Every ward, we supported 30 people per ward. 30 times 178 is not a small, you know, that's quite a chunk. Quite chunk I want to, yes. Oh. And we provided with hand pushers, with fertilizers, with seedlings, whatever. So support was provided. And that investment that was made was able to reduce the cost of food, especially in Yobe State at that period, after the rainy season, after the harvest season. Similar is going to be carried out this year, and the next year similar is going to also be established. So by the time people are now using ox team and others, but now because of, you know, cost, government is now giving much emphasis to mechanized agriculture, especially for the production, for procurement of these hand pushers, seed multipliers, whatever. All these products are being procured and distributed free of charge to government. It's free. Wow. That's huge. It's free. We also procured a lot of, you know, solar-powered irrigation pumps. You know, petrol and diesel is becoming expensive. So because in order to ensure that the irrigation, you know, is being supported, government procured a lot of these irrigating solar-powered irrigation pumps and distributed it directly in clean energy. Yeah. And this has increased the production of food and agricultural crops in Yobe State. Okay. So this support we have been providing will revolutionize agriculture, and it's been revolutionizing the agricultural sector in Yobe State. Right. It will improve food production. That's why I mentioned that people must come, they are invited to come, especially to invest, especially for the processing of these food items. there will be, more food items to be produced, especially tomato and vegetables and other seeds. They will be glad if you cannot, store them very well. And the people can come and now invest in those areas. So these are some of the, agricultural activities the government has done, and I think it is a model which I think not many states have been able to do.
Well, SSG, quickly, before I go, yes. I really want to know how you've been able to manage all of this, because so far we've been talking, and I can see that you're a man who is not relenting, yes. and you're doing everything to ensure that this government gets to the peak of that desired vision. Now, Nigerians will want to know, on a bit of a lighter mood now, yes. when you were growing up as a young man, yes. what sports do you actually love to engage in that gave you joy while you were doing it?
Well, I think one of the sports I usually, especially when I was young, was badminton.
Badminton?
Yes. I play badminton very well.
Wow, that's a rare sport.
Yes, yes. Yeah. And I also play, not very good in football, okay. but I also play football at that time. Okay. But I'm not a very good fan for football, but I also play badminton. I also played lawn tennis at that time. Okay.
As a footballer, what role were you playing? Were you a striker or a midfielder or a defender? were you a defender or a midfielder?
I always play in the wing.
Winger. Yes. Okay. That means you run very fast then.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time. It's been wonderful talking to you.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, you heard it from the horse's mouth himself. That is the Secretary to the State Government talking about everything that has been synchronized in the departments of state and everything that we tend to understand about how the structure has been enacted. I've been speaking with Baba Malam Wali, MNI, and he's been able to go deeper into all the developments so far of the state and the successes that have been recorded and the projections that are still on ground. And you heard what he said. If you want to invest in agriculture, come to Yobe State, because this is the hub of agriculture, and everything that's been put in place to ensure the bountiful harvest is right here in Yobe State. My name is Mark Otabo. It's been a great time right here on this interview segment. And of course, if you're just joining us, you have been watching Impact Yobe. Have a wonderful time. With that interview with the Secretary to the Yobe State Government, we have come to the end of today's edition of Impact Yobe. Join us next week for a fresh episode. I am Mark Otabo. Thank you and goodbye.